the only other real moment that I have down that I wanted to have a conversation more so about before we start talking about the overall show and our favorite moments,
Mm.
um, was not it's not what you would expect. You know, you would expect it to be young Luke. You know, what I'm saying, having his last little dragon ride, but no, for me, it's Corlys. Corlys came back. He's alive. I would have been super mad if they killed him off screen, but he came back arrogant as ever, and the way that he controlled the room, the way that he was moving, it's still is like, okay, I don't believe him. Like, I don't believe that you know he's really really with Rhaenyra. I feel like it's more of a convenience thing,
Yeah, I feel
but
you.
I'm glad that he didn't come back with nothing. You know what I'm saying? He not only took back the stepstones, but he has things set up to where they can basically starve out King's Landing. And we don't know how far, the Greens have, stretched, since they have pretty much a whole head start. Really, not even just because, King Viserys died, but, Otto's been working this plan since day one. So really, they got a 30-year head start basically at this point.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he came back with something. How did you feel about his return, and maybe about his conversation with Renice, and how
Yeah.
things are going?
I mean, to be honest, this is what makes this show so good is when
Hmm.
characters are them, when they do actions, it just feels like that's how this person is. That's how this dude
Yeah.
rocks. Because at first he's not really with the plan, and then he gets on board with it, and it's like, all right, so we're gonna go this way, or I'm leaning to y'all. I got this plan where I reinforce the stepstones, all that stuff I've been doing. I reinforced it, so now we control that thing.
Hmm.
And like that's what I like because it's like he could have just came out and said that or been sneaky, but it was kind of like a conversation with him and his wife, and them really
Yeah.
figuring out like, man, like, do we
Yeah.
really want to give up this stuff to Rhaenyra? Do we want to
Right.
help her
Right.
gain this?
And you was gone for 6 years and left me to grieve by myself. Like, what we
And
really
that,
talking about?
yeah, and that was the point. It was like, that was our son that we lost, type thing.
Yeah.
So it kind of just felt like that he was a character in that moment. He's talking to his wife in that moment, and then eventually they come to agreement. Like maybe he's not 100% in, like exactly like you're saying,
Hmm.
but he's like, okay, well, this is where we're heading right now. I got this plan. What y'all think? And it just
Right.
seemed so natural. It seemed like he is trying his best,
Hmm.
and that's what makes Game of Thrones so good because those little types of conversations
Yeah.
really dig deep into, is this character 100% for the cause? Okay, maybe he's 80%. And I'm going to just sneak by, watch him next season because,
Mhm.
maybe a secret offer comes through and then, or the tides start turning. He's like, oh man, like wifey, this ain't going to work, and
Right.
at least we have that feeling already. But
Hmm.
he is on Team Black. And I mean, Rhaenyra and Rhaenys, it just seems like I wasn't 100% backing you, but if it seems like a logical plan with the Valerians,
Hmm.
we'll go with you. And because it does, they're all in
Yeah.
cahoots, they're all on board, and now we're just figuring out, all right, rest of the kingdom, we're really about to see what y'all about because let's think about it. Valerians, Targaryens,
Yeah.
that was the old regime, and now all of a sudden y'all want to done switched up for the Greens.
Right. Yeah. And it's
That's
like,
reckless.
it's reckless, but also like, this is the third time we're seeing this.
Yeah.
First time being Viserys and Lena.
Mhm.
Second time being Rhaenyra and uh, Laenor.
Mhm.
This is the third time. With the kids now. Now the kids are
Yep.
betrothed, and
And remember it, like the wife brought that up. Like,
mhm,
it's not just about the boys, it's also about the girls.
right.
And that's made Corlys think like, yeah, I see what you're saying. Like,
Hmm.
it's not that he's against the points. He's just
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, pros, cons. All right, maybe we should be with the Targaryen type thing.
Yeah, and he said it. He's leaned too much into his own selfish ambition, and it was one of those things where I was like, okay, this is a moment where I'm like, okay, like I actually believe that. But when they step outside of their own conversation in their own comfort zone and step back into the world, I'm still not all the way there with Corlys.
Yeah.
Like, I still don't fully trust him just because they said the second son thing. And he wasn't as mad about his brother dying.
Yeah.
That was strange to me, at least. You know, he got out for a second. He was like, "Oh, Damon killed him." Oh, okay. Like, you know, it was like he didn't look no separate ways against Damon or anything, and it's just, you know, it's a slippery slope when it comes to these two families, and I'm excited to see where things go next. If I enjoyed that clip, make sure to tune into the rest of the podcast here on YouTube or on your favorite audio platforms. Just search up Why I'm Geeked and you'll be able to find it. Thanks for listening. Leave a comment and I'll see y'all in the next one.